Hey, what's up to all you wrestling fans and Godfather Soldiers and Slimming? The name of my topic tonight is called welcome to this late edition of Saturday Night's Main Event 2025. Name of my topic tonight is called Subpar and So in Salt Lake City. Was Saturday Night's Main Event worth watching? Yeah, and so let's get started with tonight's reviews. 11:20 right 21 right now. Let's get started tonight. Then Now Forever Together, WWE video leads us into the show. Pre-show arrivals. Undisputed World Wrestling Entertainment Champion Cody Rhodes and his opponent Drew McIntyre are shown on split screen. Women's Intercontinental Champion Tiffany Stratton and her opponent Jade Cargill also shown on split screen, arriving at the Delta Center. Penta is shown. Intercontinental Champion Dirty Dum Dum is in the building. Rusev is shown entering, and he looks intense. A focus CM Punk and Jey Uso are shown on split screen. They'll be fighting for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship. The video history of Saturday Night's Main Event is shown. We head to the Delta Center. We see a massive Pyrokinetics display. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Undisputed WWE Champion, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, makes his entrance. We're kicking off the show with a title match. The confident Drew McIntyre heads to the ring after. The old school microphones drop from the ceiling and Lillian Garcia starts to do the ring announcements. McIntyre stops her and tells her to announce him as the real American Dream, which he does. Yeah, you kidding me? That was stupid. Who's Drew McIntyre think he is? Trying to bull a good round someone like Lillian Garcia. Undisputed the WWE Championship. Here goes. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes versus Drew Psycho Drew McIntyre. Referee is Dan Engler. If Cody Rhodes is disqualified or counted out, he will lose the undisputed WWE Championship to Drew McIntyre. The crowd sings Cody Rhodes' name as he hands the title to referee Dan Engler. Engler holds up the title, and Drew McIntyre comes over and touches it. The bell rings and McIntyre ducks a clothesline. Rhodes is coming out aggressively here. McIntyre elbows him in the face. Rhodes reverses a whip and hits him with a kitchen sink knee. Kitchen sink knee to the midsection. Rhodes stomps him down in the corner. McIntyre comes back with a punch to the face before chopping the chest. Rhodes responds with some chops. McIntyre knees him down and hooks the head. Rhodes counters with a delayed front suplex. McIntyre quickly rolls out of the ring and challenges Rhodes to follow him out. McIntyre tries to goad him out of the ring. If Rhodes gets counted out, he will lose the title. The same if he is disqualified. McIntyre takes his time and gets back in the ring. Rhodes hooks the head so McIntyre tries to shove him into the referee. Rhodes quickly puts the brakes on. If the referee felt contact was intentional, he could call for a disqualification. Leading to Rhodes losing the title. McIntyre keeps trying to bait him to break the rules. He goes for a test of strength. McIntyre kicks him in the midsection and punches him in the head. McIntyre chops the chest and punches him against the ropes. Rhodes stumbles around the ring. McIntyre then bites his forehead. The referee did not see it. McIntyre chops the chest and sends him to the ropes. Rhodes slides through the legs and kicks him in the midsection. Drops down and hits an uppercut. Rhodes stomps him down in the corner. The referee tries to pull Rhodes back. Rhodes shoves him away. Engler is giving him a lot of leeway. knowing disqualification will lead to Rose losing the title. McIntyre clubs Rose down and sending him to the apron. McIntyre drives Rose into the ring post. McIntyre goes to the ringside and throws Rose into the timekeeper's area. Rose gets back into the ring at 8. McIntyre is frustrated and rolls over before punching away at him. McIntyre stomps on the face and holds his ribs in pain. McIntyre shoves Rose in the corner, hits a over the head belly suplex for a 1 count. Rose fights up from a rear chin lock and hits the ropes. McIntyre elbows him down for a 2 count. McIntyre slaps Matt in frustration. McIntyre stomps the ankle and Rose quickly pulls himself up to the ropes. McIntyre stands up and Rose punches him back. McIntyre reverses a whip into the corner and hits him back with a body drop. Hits a body drop. McIntyre covers for a 2 count. McIntyre stands up and winces in pain due to his injured ribs. McIntyre heads to the top rope, but Rose cuts him off. Rose climbs to the top rope and punches away at McIntyre. Rose stands on the top rope and hooks the head. Rose pulls him up and connects with a massive top rope suplex. The feed freezes. When it comes back, Rose is taken to McIntyre and hits a snap power slam. Rose connects with a disaster kick, dropping the Scottish Warrior. Rose slaps the mat and sizes up his injured opponent. Rose goes for a Cody Cutter and hits it for a near fall. McIntyre pulls himself up using his feet using the ropes. And Rose starts hitting him with a stinging left jab before connecting with a bionic elbow. Rose hits the ropes, but McIntyre hits a double A spine buster followed by a jackknife pin for a near fall. McIntyre immediately pops up and hits a sit-out powerbomb for a near fall. McIntyre rolls out of the ring and heads to the timekeeper's area. McIntyre grabs the WWE Championship from the podium and gets in the ring. Rose grabs the title from him, but he doesn't use it. The referee takes the title. As he does, McIntyre hits a Claymore kick. 1-2. Rose kicks out. McIntyre gets Rose out of the ring and goes for a Claymore kick through the table. Rose punches him to avoid it. Rose gets in the ring, but McIntyre drops him with the apron and knocks him off through the commentary table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rose starts to move. 8, 9. Rose starts to get in the ring to save his title. Rose is struggling to recover. McIntyre sizes up the injured champion and starts to count down. Rose avoids a Claymore kick. McIntyre gets up for a future shock DDT, but Rose twists out. Rose charges and has to dodge out of the way to avoid the referee. Rose starts to climb the ropes, but his knee gives out. The referee checks on Rose, who is holding his knee in pain. McIntyre pulls Rose up, but Rose scales the ropes and hits a Super Cody Cutter for a near fall. Rose slowly pulls himself up and sets up for the crossroads. McIntyre gets out with a kick to the face. Rose tries again, but McIntyre twists out and drives Rose into the referee, sandwiching him in the corner. Rose goes for a disaster kick, but McIntyre knocks him out of midair with a glass guy kiss. McIntyre sees the referee is down and he grabs the undisputed WWE Championship from ringside. McIntyre sizes Rose up, but Rose ducks the title to the face. Ducks the title to the face. They hit the ropes and take each other out with dual running crossbody blocks. Both men slowly start to crawl for the title. McIntyre reaches for it and Rose hits him with a DDT onto the title. Rose throws the title to the ring and pulls up McIntyre up for a crossroads. One, the referee is up 1-2-3. Winner is still at pinfall, still undisputed World Wrestling Entertainment Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Now let's see. Now I bet you somehow now, Drew is gonna start whining, bitching, and complaining, and all that stuff. And trust me, some fans say that Triple H does not like Drew McIntyre, but disagree. Drew McIntyre is just a whiny piece of garbage who just thinks he can have everything all right, but Triple H still not doing a good job. Backstage segment. CM Punk is warming up ahead of his huge World Heavyweight Championship match tonight. Back to ringside, Michael Cole and Wade Barrett are sitting among the wreckage of their table. Video. Women's Intercontinental SmackDown Women's Championship. Backstage segment. SmackDown Women's Championship champion Tiffany Stratton stretching out the knee that was injured by Jade Cargill. SmackDown GM Nick Aldis comes to her and gives her a chance to call off the match, but she refuses. And she said she's not medically cleared. Well, that's well. She wants to make her choice, so she looks like she can. All right, say goodbye to the SmackDown Women's title, Tiffany. Don't come complaining to Nick Aldis. Here we go. The SmackDown Women's Championship will be defended next. Then we'll go to commercial break. Then we'll go to video. Montez Ford and R-Truth were at Utah Food Bank giving out food. Gabriel Una of Devil in Disguise is also shown. Pauly Shore is also at ringside. You see comedian Tony Hinchcliffe there. Post Malone receives a big reaction. Montez Ford and R-Truth were at a Utah Food Bank giving out food. Okay, sorry, I'm paying attention. Let me finish. Okay, SmackDown Women's Championship: Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. Referee Jason Ayers. The bell rings and Stratton goes after Cargill. Cargill shoves her away and Stratton holds her knee in pain. Cargill kicks the injured knee and hits a bicycle kick. Cargill hits another knee kick to the kick to the knee, followed by a choke slam. Cargill hits an inverted pump handle slam for a near fall. Stratton crawls to the ropes and pulls herself up. Cargill throws her across the ring and charges, but Stratton avoids it. Stratton heads up to the top rope, but to her knee is too hurt. Cargill sweeps her feet and gets her into the tree of woe. Cargill kicks away at her and stretches her out. Cargill goes to the ringside and pulls Stratton out with a torture rack. Cargill then slams her off the ring apron. Cargill then gets in the ring and gets in the referee's face. Cargill goes back into ringside and slings Stratton onto the steps. Stratton knocks her face first into the ring steps. Stratton gets her in the ring and heads to the top rope. Cargill cuts her off, but Stratton hits a front slam. Stratton connects with a senton bomb off the top rope for a near fall. Stratton is hobbling around the ring and shouts to Cargill. Cargill runs over her with a clothesline. Cargill gets her in a torture rack and hits the Eye of the Storm for a 2 count. Cargill picks her up, hits a fallaway slam. Cargill hits a second fallaway slam and picks her up for a third one to pick her up for a near fall. Cargill connects with a sit-out powerbomb to pick up a near fall. Cargill hits a pair of stiff power bombs and stands over the fallen champion. Cargill connects with Jaded for the win. And winner and new SmackDown Women's Champion Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill with a cut on her left eyebrow, slightly away for the championship. Cargill looks absolutely intense. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. Jade Cargill deserves it. I don't care what anyone says. Jade Cargill deserves it. I'm justifying Jade Cargill because WWE, because she's WWE. I figured WWE. I knew she would win this, and I was cheering for her. I said, yes, we got a new SmackDown Women's Champion. The Storm era has just begun. Congratulations, Jade. Now, I don't care what anyone says. Jade deserves this. I mean, she's been. I mean, what I don't know what in the world. I figured that WWE would do this. What AEW's done to her, but I think the fans should give Jade Cargill a break. I mean, she's not. I mean, I knew. I mean, she's not. She's different. I mean, all of you just. I mean, she's nothing compared to what she did as a heel in AEW. I mean, she's different now. I mean, they should just give her a break. She's a SmackDown Women's Champion, and she's different now. I mean, she's not in AEW anymore. She's in WWE now, not AEW. She's different from what she did in the past in AEW, and she's not in AEW. She's in WWE now. Jade Cargill deserves it. Deserves it. Yeah, Stratton was crying early night. And we'll see this video, WrestleMania 42 coming back to Las Vegas in 2026, which is really stupid. Because well, I don't know what's their obsession with Las Vegas because of that, because of TKO Holdings. They're gonna fail completely. Next is the Intercontinental Championship match. Triple threat match for the Intercontinental title. Penta versus Rusev versus Dirty Dum Dum, who's still the Intercontinental Champion. Referee is Danilo Fabio. Rusev attacks Mysterio, so Penta pulls him off and starts to attack Mysterio. Rusev and Penta take turns attacking Mysterio before attacking each other. Penta chops away at Rusev and hits the ropes, but Rusev takes him down with a drop kick. Mysterio breaks up the pin. Mysterio tries to whip Rusev, but Rusev doesn't budge. Mysterio ducks a clothesline and goes for a Hurricanrana, but Rusev counters with a powerbomb. Rusev hits a gut wrench suplex, followed by a traditional vertical suplex. Rusev rips Mysterio's t-shirt and throws it into the crowd. Rusev hits Mysterio with a fallaway slam, knocking the Intercontinental Champion out of the ring. Rusev powers Mysterio up, but Mysterio slides off and drives him into the ring post. Penta takes Rusev out with a somersault. Sometime Mysterio superkicks Penta, gets in the ring before hitting a suicide dive. Mysterio flexes his muscles. Mysterio gets Penta in the ring Penta turns him around and chops his chest. Mysterio turns him around and chops him. Penta fights back and kicks him down before hitting a handstand slingshot basement dropkick. 1-2, Rusev pulls Penta out of the ring and clotheslines him at ringside. Rusev slings Penta into a barricade, absolutely terrifies a child. Amazing. Rusev slings Penta into the steps and catches Mysterio into a suicide dive. Rusev drops Mysterio's face onto the commentary table. Rusev pulls Mysterio up and uppercuts him down. Rusev kisses Intercontinental Champion and says he's coming for Rusev, coming for it. Rusev gets Mysterio in the ring and kicks him in the head. Rusev chokes Mysterio in the middle of the rope and kicks him in the spine. Rusev charges, but Mysterio drops him into the ropes. Mysterio goes for a 619, but Rusev blocks it, pulls him into the ring, and stomps the spine and applies of accolade. Penta breaks it up with a super kick to Rusev's skull. Rusev reverses a whip to the corner, but Penta slingshots over him and hits a backstabber for a near fall. Penta kicks Rusev in the face twice before going for a springboard, but Rusev swats him out of midair. Rusev hits a swinging side slam for a near fall. Rusev gets to his feet and talks trash to Penta. Penta puts him on the top rope and punches him in the face. Rusev climbs to the ropes for a suplex, but Penta punches him down. Rusev quickly grips Penta off the rope. Penta's knee gets caught on the ropes. As the referee checks on Penta, Mysterio throws a chair at Rusev and acts like he was hit. The referee turns and sees this before, reminding Mysterio that this match has no disqualification. Mysterio was attempting to lie, cheat, and steal, just like Eddie Guerrero's Uncle Eddie. Rusev attacks Mysterio with the chair. Penta super kicks the chair of Rusev's hands and sets off his back to hit Mysterio with a Mexican Destroyer. Penta quickly follows up with a springboard tornado DDT on Rusev for a near fall. Penta goes for a Mexican Destroyer on Rusev, but Rusev counters with an Alabama Slam. Rusev goes for a Matcha Kick, but Penta avoids it. Matcha Kick, but out of midair, Rusev stomps the back, that implies to an accolade to Penta. The bell rings, but the referee didn't call for the bell. Rusev celebrates as he has won the match. We see it was Rusev who rang the bell to distract Rusev. What a little shit. Distract Rusev. Rusev is pissed off. Rusev grabs Mysterio and throws him into the ring post before getting him into the ring. Mysterio quickly gets out, so Rusev falls him to the ringside and punches him around. Mysterio silently quickly sidesteps the Bulgarian Brute and sends him into the ring. Ring sets. Mysterio gets in the ring and goes for a bell ring hammer, but Penta steps on it. Penta picks up the hammer and Mysterio begs him off. Mysterio ducks. Penta hits Rusev with the hammer. Mysterio drives Penta into the ring post and hits Rusev with a frog splash. 1, 2, 3. Winner by pinfall and still Intercontinental Champion, Dirty Dum Dum. Dum Dum celebrates with the Intercontinental Championship in his Triple A Mega Championship. Mysterio says he is the king of luchadors. Yeah, right. WWE, get rid of Triple H. We are tired of Dum Dum with that Intercontinental Championship. Letting him cheat again. Two men got screwed tonight, and that's Rusev and Penta. I hated the Triple Threat match. I hated it. Backstage segment. Jey Uso was warming up with his brother, Jimmy Uso. John Cena will address the subject of his final opponent. Commercial break. Over the next few weeks, we see an extended interview with John Cena about to end his career. Cena says he promised he will leave when his skills diminish. When he says never again, he means it. He doesn't want to let the people down. Video. The one question Cena has been asked since he announced his retirement over a year ago is who he wants to face in his final match. Cena wants to see someone being given the same opportunity he was given in his debut match. Starting next week on Raw from Boston, a 16-man tournament will commence featuring stars from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and even those who didn't work for WWE. His final opponent won't be hand-picked. He will be hard-earned, and Cena says, this is what he says.
You want some? Come get some!
Yep, his famous catchphrase, you want some? Come get some. That's right. Those were his words. The Last Time Is Now tournament begins on November 10th in John Cena's hometown, Boston, Massachusetts. John Cena's final match will take place on WWE's on Saturday Night's Main Event, December 13th, from Washington, D.C. There's so many time for Christmas. That time. Almost the New Year 2026. World Heavyweight Championship referee Rod Subpar is standing in the ring with the vacant World Heavyweight Championship. In the arena concourse, we go to an arena concourse. We see some excited fans standing around a fired up main event Jey Uso. Jey Uso makes his long entrance into the ring arena, even celebrating with Post Malone. The crowd wants him to run it back, so he obliges them. As soon as he is done, CM Punk chants fire up. CM Punk is dedicating his match to his MMA trainer Jeffrey Duke Rusev, who passed away recently at the age of 55. God rest his soul. World Heavyweight Championship main event: Jey Uso versus CM Punk. Referees Rod Zapata. Bell rings and they circle the ring. The crowd is really buzzing. They lock up and Punk puts him in the corner. The referee backs them up, but Punk gets in Uso's face. They lock up and Uso presses Punk into the corner and slaps his chest before doing a yeet. They look intensely at each other. Punk lifts him up and go for a go sleep, but Uso slides off and rolls him up for a 1 count. They lock up and Punk starts to wrench the arm, but Punk links the arm and applies a side headlock. Punk whips him off, but Punk shoulder tackles him down for a 1 count. Punk applies a side headlock for wrenching the arm. Punk hooks the head, but Uso whips him off. Punk shoulder tackles him. Shoulder tackles and hits the ropes, but Uso catches with a forearm to the jaw. Uso stops him. Uso stops him on the back of the neck before punching him in the head. Uso connects with side headlock to take over and clutches in the headlock. Punk fights up and whips him off, but Uso shoulder tackles him down. Uso hits the ropes, but Punk pops up and goes for a GTS. Uso slides off and gets out of the ring to stop the momentum. Uso takes his time and gets into the ring. They lock up, and Uso presses Punk into the corner. Punk fires back with some forearms to the face, followed by a snapmare and four elbow drops to the chest. Punk picks up a 2 count. Punk grabs Uso for a neck breaker, but Uso rotates too much and botches it. Punk quickly gets him up and hits a backbreaker for a 2 count. Punk rips at Uso's shirt and chops the chest. Punk hits the ropes, but Uso drops him with a Samoan drop. Uso sizes Punk up and charges for a spear. Punk counters with a front face lock before hitting a swinging neck breaker for a 2 count. Punk digs his knee into Uso's back and pulls his back on his head. Uso fights up, punches away at the Second City Saint. Punk reverses a whip and goes for a drop kick, but Uso holds the ropes to avoid it. Uso uses a jackknife pin for a 2 count. Uso shifts his weight and picks up another 2 count. Punk bridges up and he puts Uso on his shoulders for a GTS. Punk connects with it, but Uso collapses and falls out of the ring. Punk cannot believe it. Punk grabs a water bottle from the timekeeper's area and pours it over the Uso's head to wake him up. Punk gets him in the ring to stop the countout, but Punk avoids a disoriented Uso and avoids a vertical suplex for a 2 count. The audio is off, and by a half second on Peacock, Punk puts Uso on the top rope and chops the chest. Uso sets up for a vertical suplex, but Uso fights out of it. Uso headbutts him down onto the canvas. Uso leaps, but Punk ducks it. Uso lands on his feet and starts punching away at Punk. Uso wipes him out with a right hand. Punk pops back up, so Uso puts him in the corner. Uso hits Punk with a running hip attack and does a yeet. Uso goes for another one, but Punk pops out of the corner and goes for a GTS. Uso slides off and super kicks him before hitting a spear. Uso connects with a Uso splash. 1-2. Punk barely kicks out. Crowd chants, "This is awesome. This is awesome." Uso starts to head to the top rope, but Punk cuts him off. Punk climbs to the second top rope and elbows Uso in the head a few times. Punk stands on the top rope and hits a superplex. Punk immediately grabs his lower back in pain upon the landing. Post Malone is shown having a great time as a replay of the suplex is shown. Punk and Uso slowly get up before exchanging punches. They get into a hockey fight before Punk sends him into the ropes for a clothesline, followed by a back elbow. Punk sends him to the ropes, jumping from a heel kick. Punk looks to the heavens and hits Uso with a running high knee to the corner. High knee in the corner. Punk follows up with a bulldog and signals for the end. Punk lifts Uso, but Uso slides off and super kicks him. Punk falls out of the ring and hits Uso in the ropes. Hits the ropes and hits Punk with a suicide dive. Uso gets to his feet and rolls out of the ring to break up the countout. Punk gets in and immediately gets out to continue recovering. Uso looks at Punk and sees an opportunity. Uso gets out of the ring and hits Punk with a spear through the barricade. Punk pulls Punk up and rolls him into the ring. Uso goes for a Uso splash. Punk gets the knees up and Punk hits a GTS. 1-2. Uso kicks out. Punk is stunned and headbutts the mat in frustration. Punk sets up a power driver, but Uso gets out with it and hits Punk with a GTS. Uso hits the ropes, but Punk pops up and hits Uso with a spear and for a near fall. Both men slowly get up, and Punk hits Uso with a GTS. Uso stumbles onto the GTS into the ropes and falls onto Punk's shoulders. The Punk goes for another GTS, but Uso gets out and applies a rear naked choke. This is the move that defeated Gunther at WrestleMania. Punk fights out and applies an Anaconda Vice. Uso manages to grab the bottom rope, breaking the hold. Punk gets out, goes to the back, goes to put the hold back on, but Uso rolls Punk up for a 2 count. Punk super kicks Punk twice, bringing him to his knees. Uso charges, but Punk kicks him in the face. Punk hits him with a GTS and catches him before he falls for another GTS. 1, 2, 3. And bam, we got a new World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk. Now, I hope you're watching, Steph. I hope you're watching this, so your sleazy cunt of a wife from Ireland is watching this. Hope you're, know you're not happy. I bet you, yeah, AJ Lee's really proud of him. CM Punk is a new world champion and the Punk era begins. The best in the world. CM Punk crawls over to Jey Uso and whispers something to him. Punk takes the World Heavyweight Championship from Raja Zapata and puts it on his head on it. Punk holds his title up in victory. CM Punk celebrates his title as fireworks goes off. A dejected Jey Uso sits at ringside and watches Punk celebrating with the world title as the show comes to an end. Do you think? I guess Jimmy Jimmy is thinking that Jimmy was right, wasn't he? We'll see what happens on Monday Night Raw. I say that Saturday night's main event. I love Saturday night's main event. Some was bad, some was good, but some was bad. Yeah, some was bad, some was good. I'm not happy that Dum Dum cheated again. I don't know what's something needs to be done about this little shit. Now I got everything covered. Now I know what it's time for. It's time for Justin's Timeline History, all the wrestling birthdays, pop culture, and history for today, November the 1st. It's 11:59 right now, almost 12 a.m. Times really go fast, you know. And daylight saving times just ended right now. November the 2nd. No, wait for it to load. Hold on. Okay, yesterday was the 40th anniversary of the death of Rick McGraw. He died at the age of 30, was it? Yeah, he died at the age of 30. Died of heart failure. Very tragic passing. Gone too soon, man. Rick McGraw. Okay. Bobby Heenan yesterday would have been a happy 80. Bobby the Brain Heenan would have been how about everybody, a little interruption, little feed. Bobby Heenan would have been 81 years old yesterday. He went 81 years old. Bobby the Brain Heenan, WWE Hall of Famer, and and Gabby Tuff, transgender wrestler Gabby Tuff, transgender wrestler wrestler Gabby Tuff would have been Gabby Tuff. She turned 47 yesterday. His real originally former name was Tyler Reeks when he was a man. He was transgender wrestler. Transgender wrestler Gabby Tuff, like Nyla Jax, like Nyla Rose. Yeah. Let's see what else. Yeah, Bugs and Gra wrestler turned 80 yesterday. No relation. I know there's no relation to Rick McGraw who died in 40 years ago yesterday. Now let's see some sports. Let's see. Yesterday, the game five, the final game of the World Series, game five. The New York, the Kansas City Royals beat the New York Mets 7-2, becoming the World Series champions. The 2015 World Series champions. Kansas City Royals. Yeah, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, let's see, I got the World Series. Let's see. Let's see. Now let's go to November the 1st. Now, 1985. On at Tuesday, Friday Night Titans. Hulk Hogan was a guest on Friday Night Titans before this is just hours days before the Wrestling Classic, facing off against Roddy Piper. Let's see. See. Trying to see on Friday Night Titans. Yeah, Hulk Hogan was talking about facing Roddy Piper for a wrestling classic. Big John Studd was a guest, and Bobby Heenan was the guest on there too. On his this was on his birthday. His birthday is this was on his birthday the day he turned 41 on that day. Let's see. Yeah. Now, pop culture couple movies released in theaters. 1985, a movie called Death Wish 3, third installment of Death Wish, starring Charles Bronson, was released. The Lanny, starring John Malkovich and Kate Nelligan was Kate Nelligan and John Malkovich was released. What else? My favorite To Live and Die in L.A. starring William Peterson from CSI, John Pankow, and Willem Dafoe from Platoon was released in theaters November the 1st, 1985. And Freddy and an American Nightmare, a Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge was released. The sequel to 1984's Nightmare on Elm Street was released, starring Robert Englund. Was released. And November 1st, 2005, Taboo Tuesday took place. Taboo Tuesday 2005 took place live at the iPay1 Center in San Diego, California. Um, it was exclusively for wrestlers from the promotion's Raw division. The theme of the event was that the fans were given a chance to vote on stipulations for the matches. The voting for the event started on October 21st, 2005, and ended during that event. It was also the final title Taboo Tuesday, and as following the year, the event was moved to the tradition to Sundays for pay-per-views and was renamed Cyber Sunday. Yeah, the first match of the pre-show match of the Sunday Night Heat match, the pre-show of Sunday, pre-show the Heat, as pre-show on a pre-show Heat pre-show. Karen White and Matt Striker with Nick Nemeth, some of you know as Dolph Ziggler, defeated Shelton Benjamin and Val Venus by pinfall. Rey Mysterio and Matt Hardy defeated Snitsky and Chris Masters by pinfall tag team match. Eugene and Jimmy Snuka defeated Rob Conway and Tyson Tonka by pinfall. Mankind, Carlito. Mankind, some of you know as Mick Foley, defeated Carlito by technical submission. Big Show and Kane defeated Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch for the World Tag Team Championship. Batista defeated Jonathan Coachman with Goldust and Vader by a street fight. It's scheduled to be called Stone Cold Steve Austin facing him, but he got into an accident. Replaced Stone Cold, and Stone Cold was going to set to face Jonathan Coachman to see if he can get JR's job back. And Joey Styles joins Monday Night Raw as a replacement for JR, doing commentary with Jerry the King Lawler. Trish Stratus won by eliminating Victoria by pinfall for full year fantasy battle royal for the WWE Women's Championship. Ric Flair defeated Triple H by pinfall in a steel cage match for the Intercontinental title, and John Cena defeated Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels by pinfall in a triple match for the WWE title. And that's it. I'll do it for our show. My show this late edition of WWE. My late edition of my late edition of Saturday Night's Main Event 2025. So I hope I have a good morning. It's midnight, as I got Chinshaw say. I was dressed like a chubby checker, singing Laventry dance like James Brown, like to get in that hot tub. Gonna be sweat, gonna be dry, gonna be wet. Referring to Eddie Murphy doing an impression of James Brown on Saturday Night Live back in the 80s. I never grew up in the 80s, I grew up in the 90s. I watched old school Saturday Night Live reruns on Comedy Central when I was little. Yep, Comedy Central. Love Comedy Central. So I hope you have a good night. Have a good morning. It's midnight. And give me some sleep. It's 12:16 in the morning. Have a good morning. Peace. By the way, I hope all of you had a good Halloween last Friday. I was just in time for Thanksgiving. Peace. Again.